I am Sid Shaini. I'm a student at Delaware, PhD student at Delaware. And I've been roped in because the main organizers, Angelica and Kate, are online. So they have this wonderful session, which you must have seen on the page, where it's on preparing to discover the unknown, and it's a play on a paper by my colleague Xiaolong and my advisor as well, Federica. And so, Angelica, can you hear us?
Hello, good morning and good evening from Europe. Thank you so much for lovely introduction. Kate and we are here and we are ready to start. Thank you so much for your help with the session.
Yes, no problem. And I will run mics around if, in case anyone wants to contribute, say anything. So the people online can also hear you because while we have a mic here, we don't have any mics there. So just raise your hand and I'll get a microphone if / when anyone wants to speak. So thank you, Angelica.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just one question on my side. Are you happy to be sharing the screen? Is the screen share functioning okay for you?
Yes, thank you.
It is. Okay,
yes,
that's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to.
Yes, we also see it on the TV here, so everything looks good.
Okay, fantastic.
Yep.
Thank you for checking, and we are in the air. So welcome everyone once again, and thank you for joining us both in the room and Zoom. And before begin, just quick reminders. We are proud of you for keeping up code of conduct and for cooperating with the code of conduct contacts, Sandrine, Federica, and Jeff. Of course, we are proud of your amazing adherence to the principles of Rubin values, and of course, for the keeping the perspectives of other people. And in the case of the need of the finding some things, please contact the Rubin registration desk. And of course, we are happy that we are keeping and being aware about the level of our social batteries. Of course, just quick reminder that online participants, please stay muted when you are not speaking. And of course, for the in-person participants, please use the mic in the room. And of course, we are grateful that Sid will be here with us to run this session. And now I am happy to invite my colleague, Dr. Kate Genevieve, Director of Astroecology Institute from New Zealand, to start the session. Kate, floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Angelica, and great thanks to Sid for heroically leaping in. It's not the only session that you've heroically leapt in to hold, I notice. So we are sharing today a really playful session. It's called Rehearsing Discovery, Collaborative Responses to Anomaly Detection. And it's a playful engagement with the paper Preparing to Discover the Unknown with Rubin LSST Time Domain by Lee, Ragosta, Clarkson, and Bianco. And this breakout session has been developed with me and my collaborator, Angelica. I should give myself perhaps a little introduction because I am not, or have not been until this point, a member of the Rubin community. I'm an artist and researcher based in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and an adjunct research fellow at Te Haringa Waka, Victoria University of Wellington. And I convene a program called Cosmo Imaginaries, which brings together artists and researchers and diverse communities to explore life in the cosmos through creative, sensory, and technological practices. I also serve on the committee of the St Andrews Post-Detection Hub with Angelica, and we have been working on questions of detection and discovery, applying these participatory research methods. And one thing we have made together is a co-created workshop called All Worlds, All Times. a collaborative role-play workshop for discovery with the techno-signatures community. And so now we are devising this new work thinking about the really extraordinarily large and complex distributed networks for Rubin LSST and the way that novelty emerges across complex networks. Our session today is building on this background and asks you all to be involved. You are the community, and how might the community rehearse with an interest in collective sense making and how that unfolds over time, and Rubin's ecologies of communication. So just to give you a sense of the agenda, the flow today is first Angelka will look at the Lee et al. 2022 paper as our point of departure, and then I will bring in some context about imaginative simulations and analogues as a way of rehearsing the human dimension of discovery. And then next we will actually hold a playtest of this very, very early simulation game that we are growing together called Black Swan Survey of the Unknown. And finally, we'll have a group discussion, listen to what you have to say, and think about communication, cooperation, and these processes of collective interpretation. How might they be researched and supported with community input? So at this point, I will hand over to Angelka to set the scene and the 2022 paper by Lee et al.
Angelka, we can't hear you.
Thank you. Yes, I was muted. It was on my side. Apologies. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Okay, so as we are in unprecedented survey era in the astronomy, we have been passing through many stages from Galileo, when one person with one eye or two eyes would actually observe and interpret the data, and then we got the photographic plates when we gained the memory of the skies, and then and that the skies can be archived, and then with CCDs we became digital, measurable, repeatable. But Rubin actually, as we know, will change this scale again and make the quantum leap, producing millions and millions of events and observations over time. So the problem, discovery, is actually no longer about seeing something unusual, and it is about whether the survey, cadence, filter, software, brokers, human communities are prepared to recognize something that it was not anticipated. And it was the premise of the forward-looking paper by Lee, Ragosta, Clarkson, and Bianco. And there is actually a pointed important question: how we can prepare survey to discover phenomena that have never been seen or predicted before. And of course, for known objects, we can build templates. For true novelties, they are not, and there is no definition. So the paper proposes model-independent way of thinking. Instead of asking, can we find the object, it asks which parts of discovery space are well covered and where are the gaps. So our session takes that technical question and turns into participatory exercise. We actually ask what happens when detection is not only statistical problem, but also human, institutional, and socio-technical problem. And key lesson from the Lee et al. Paper is actually that cadence is not a single number. Saying that Rubin revisits a field every few days does not tell us enough. Different filters have different time gaps. Some observations are separated by minutes, others by days or weeks. And these gaps actually determine whether we can measure color, whether we can reconstruct the shape of the transient, and whether an unusual object looks meaningful or simply disappears between the observations. And actually, the figure in the paper shows that even simulations satisfying broad LSST requirements can have a very different distribution of time gaps. And this matters because unknown phenomena may live exactly in the intervals that previous surveys didn't sample well. And the question becomes not what is the average cadence, but which temporal windows does the survey open and which ones does it leave blind? And in the paper, Lee et al. Define gaps statistically in color, average time evolution, depth footprint, and stellar density weight discovery space. Their argument is that strategies with greater diversity of exposures, time gaps, are more sensitive to genuinely new transients, and especially in poorly explored time gap ranges. And we extended this idea into collective exercise. Survey gap is not only missing observations, it can also be a missing label, missing human role, missing escalation pathway after the observing the alert, or missing discussion between the machine classification and humans, the misunderstanding of co-intelligence between the humans and machines. And of course, the paper frames discovery as coverage of multidimensional feature space, and actually including dimensions like colors, evolution, as we already mentioned, motion in astrometry, then morphology. And actually, the authors focus mainly on transients and on dimensions such as colors and flux evolution. And then they combine this with depth footprint and stellar density to build figures of merit. And now I invite Kate to explain the audience our task.
Thank you so much, Angelika. So, oh, sorry, can we go back to that one? Yes. Well, what we want to do in this workshop is really take that paper as a foundation and a provocation. So the methods, thank you so much for describing, Angelika. We are, in some sense, taking this question around novelties and asking how can imaginative simulation exercises research the human dimensions of discovery over time, and how are novelties collectively recognized across LSST's networks of people. And the methods ultimately that we are using or engaging are quite different. We're integrating quite a lot of cross-disciplinary research that also looks at emergent uncertainties and processes for finding anomalies. We're looking at co-designing interactive simulations and participatory workshops to rehearse discovery, and devising techniques for quantitative and qualitative analysis of interaction. Thank you so much. Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you so much. So there's a great literature on how scientific discovery emerges, and a great deal that's been written around the history of science. But we're not going to go too far into that, as the breakout session is designed to be active. I think what we would offer is that the human element, that there is perhaps some sense of a kind of rehearsal gap here around the social dimensions of discovery and around how people collectively sense make, and that this is worthwhile. And Rubin's technical systems, really every layer of the scientific pipeline is being so rigorously and extensively tested that indeed maybe there is a case to exploratively look at the human. Can Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. So how can the LSST community include research on human factors? These questions: can we explore LSST's potential to discover true novelties with a focus on processes of collective sense-making via participatory simulations? Our aim: explore how co-designed simulations might complement Rubin's technical preparations for discovering the unknown. We made a case for this in a recent white paper that we put into NASA DARES for the post-detection hub. Angelika and I did a lot of work on this paper, SETI post-detection futures, and very specifically raised this proposition for futures methods and simulations. The quote here: developing and validating anticipatory institutional practices through scenario planning, stress testing, and participatory simulation with stakeholder engagement in the co-design of governance and decision-making strategies. So that is what we are doing. We have made the case in that white paper, which is available online if you'd like to read it. And next slide, please. Thank you. The proposition of the researchers who come together in the post-detection hub is that we can go. We can take up an art and science of discovery processes, and this combining of scientific research, analysis, modeling with imaginative methods can be really suggestive to discovery. The work that we are offering today is really in the hope that elements can be taken up and adapted by your expert community and other expert communities who are facing uncertainty and novelty. Because, in fact, if we do not practice with recognizing unknowns, then what matters really may remain neglected. We ultimately may miss what's important. Next slide, please. Okay, a nice place to begin to make this idea more concrete is to look at some of the other domains where communities are already rehearsing responses to uncertain unfolding events. And a key reference point that everybody knows is human space analogs in space exploration, analog missions. They don't exist simply to test the hardware. They're creating these situated conditions in which people are working with protocols and technologies to test the constraints and experience together over a stretch of time communication and coordination issues that ultimately are not so easy to see if you are having a discussion about it. But when you are inside the situation, this is an activated, immersive, and really fruitful way of engaging uncertainties. If you could provide me with the next slide, thank you. So there are a variety of research methods that look at uncertain processes. By no means all of them are contained in this slide, but weather is something we've talked about a lot, developing simulations and scenarios to explore particularly rare and extreme and poorly sampled weather events. As most of the collaborators have been involved in really extreme weather events over the last few weeks, this has really become something close to our hearts. Using this kind of thinking about simulation and forecasting tools. There is also the work of futures, and would emphasize the work of George Profitiolotis in the Post-Detection Hub, who is an expert at foresight practices. But there are interesting and various systems and protocols to explore divergent futures, to put different models of the future in conversation with each other, again, with that idea of exposing blind spots. In risk and disaster work too, assortment of methods frameworks and protocols and tools to identify and quantify and communicate uncertain threats, balancing these probabilities and impacts towards good planning, but particularly living in New Zealand and collaborating a lot in the Pacific with Vanuatu. I think the research community in the South often talk about readiness, not that we can avert a disaster exactly, but that we have to build readiness across communities and institutions and research how communication actually unfolds in the event of extreme situation, and how coordinated action is possible under time pressure. And then there's also extensive work in organizational research, which explores how organizations make sense of ambiguous situations and respond to the unexpected and adapt, or indeed fail to adapt, their communal practices and assumptions. So next slide, please. Oh, sorry, just one back. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thinking about unknown unknowns and imaginative methods, it's really fascinating to consider the problem of finding something but not knowing what it is that you're looking for. And I think it is really an open door for really weird imaginative practices, because if we play by rules that we already know, then we're not really going to be stretching ourselves with the kind of imaginative breadth that we might need. Media artists and artists who engage with outer space have been very active in this, and I've given a few examples here. Jim Finaro used to hold these, he's sadly passed away in the last few years, but he held workshops and meetings and role play, really thinking about how the creative could engage with space futures, and how the imagination was so important. In fact, Contact, his project was known COTI, C-O-T-I. It was first called the Bateson Project, and really applying a kind of ecological mode of thinking about the unknown. The central image is a quite elaborate technological role play that I was lucky to be a participating artist on, with Furtherfield in the UK and the University of Edinburgh's Design Informatics Lab and Professor Chris Speed, which was looking at futures for technologies. And the last image is A Sign in Space, Daniela De Paulus's wonderful project created with the SETI Institute, where she invoked and worked with many scientists and researchers to simulate an interesting signal, and invited a really enormous audience of participating audience who worked ultimately for, I think, 7 months, 8 months, trying to decode this signal that had been created. A really fascinating project. Next slide, please. Thank you. So just to share some of the work that we've done ourselves with the post-detection community and with the technosignatures community, who are particularly Teresa Fisher, who's at Arizona, and a fantastic group of different researchers across disciplines. George Perfidiolotis, the futures researcher, Diana Solana Oropeza, Edward Males, Benjamin Fields, and incredible illustration by Will Scobie. So I'm just going to give you a little insight into what that project was and what kinds of things were learnt by the community through playing it and developing it together. So the format itself used these 4 comparative futures of 2050, imagining very, very different scenes for the discovery of a technosignature, and engaged this comparative futures work, in which, if you go on to the next slide, please, in both in-person workshops. We had workshops at St Andrews, at Penn State, the summer symposium there, which really brought together many of the leading scientists working on technosignatures for Seattle, and we had a very special online workshop for the IAU Symposium 404, Advancing the Search for Technosignatures, more recently in the last few months. And so there's a great diversity of people who are playing together, and really that's the point. We're not aiming it simply at scientists. We have been engaging scientists, astronomers, Pacific cultural communities, outer space scholars, designers, and it has been a fascinating learning experience. I think we've got a video clip, if it works, in the next slide, which is just a... okay, fantastic. This is a recording of some of the participants in play, so you will hear various disembodied voices of the participants figuring things out together. And Angelika, you might have to move down the timeline. Thank you so much. It's around 4:44, I think. Sorry, we tried to load this up, but for some reason it defaults to beginning from the very beginning. Okay, loading. Maybe I can.
Also, I should add that I don't know if there's supposed to be audio because we can't hear anything here.
I don't think there is yet. Angelika, are you? Is it? Could we queue it up at 4:44?
Sorry.
Um,
On the fourth
There we
minute.
go. That's it. You found it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Sorry. I'm sorry to ask you to do that. Thank you.
In this dramatic situation in the new year of 2050.
Potential gravitational wave technosignature. Of course, more work is being done to vet it and to investigate natural explanations and so forth.
Nature is much richer than human understanding.
And had a lot of good discussion about integrating our response across the planetary scale.
I just want to hop in here real quick, as time is of the utmost importance.
There's a security risk here. We don't understand it. So if you
tends to be business as usual, but there's also like news of like chaos in the world, protests.
This may not be a message for you. That we may not be the intended recipients, and we want that
Yeah,
to
we're
be
going to
something that-
extend the vote over to plant and fungal life. We're excited to get the input of cats and fungi and hopefully dolphins and octopi. And we're also talking to some musicians. We're going to be taking this signal and translating it into music. A mixtape will...
It's just a stark reminder of the difference between the many thoughtful responses that might exist and the responses that will play out that have a lot of power.
the technology required to manipulate a black hole is so far beyond us that we might actually be cicadas in comparison. To my mind, it's likely that whatever technosignature is eventually discovered, if there is one, is going to be something rather more off the wall than the standard radio beacon.
There's a huge diversity of potential scenarios, which are actually substantially different from each other.
Whatever comes next, we meet it together as humans with dignity, courage, and hope.
Visionary horizons that might actually give us hope. Thank you so very much, esteemed colleagues.
We also need to remember that all of our actions have consequences. You move one part of the web, it reverberates.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that, Angelica. Sadly, you couldn't hear the music background, which is made by the electronic musician Adam Freeland. But there were some wonderful whale noises, which didn't quite translate to Zoom. But I think you probably picked up the gist of it, which is people at play trying to figure things out. They're in a sea of receiving different media inputs, and they ultimately are not totally sure what ones they can trust and what ones they can't trust. Could I go on to the next slide, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. These are quite quick slides. They're just some of the things that the audience said whilst they were in play, noting that we ultimately, in this living, complex, communicative situation, quickly hit the limits of controlling the communication and had to find other strategies for an evolving situation. Next slide, please. And only when we met the other scenarios did we recognize how strongly each scenario had constrained our response and the questions and priorities we came up with. Next slide. And actually, I'll skip over the next slide too. And if we go on to the next one, thank you so much. Just to speed things along, what is learned? We learned a lot about relational dynamics. We learned about social dynamics and how groups navigated uncertainty. We practiced readiness, of course, hopefully, growing capacity for response when we encounter the unprecedented, the broadening of an imaginative range. There was really space for relational imagination and embodied play to discover ideas that really you hadn't ever encountered before. Rupture of expectations, so having some insight into the kinds of biases that our own expectations of what could happen are constrained by. Community co-design, the community contributed to the method. It wasn't just a discussion or something that we created for them. The community was key to creating the workshop itself. And it grew relationships. So it invited diverse participation and new connections to be formed. If you want to read anything about that, it was in the meeting report on nature astronomy for the Advancing the Search for Technosignatures. And there's a reasonably detailed poster in the AbSciCon 2026. There are 2 QR codes there which you can investigate. So, going on and bringing things back to Rubin and LSST. Rubin transforms the scale of astronomical discovery, and it's embedded in ecologies of communication, technologies, institutions. We all know that discovery doesn't happen with just one individual researcher. There are living systems in which many people and organizations are sensing and interpreting and responding together over time. And so this question of the human and social factors, what we are suggesting is that we might begin to co-design a simulation and a participatory workshop with the Rubin community to support the technical preparations. Next slide, please. So this is introducing Black Swan, Survey of the Unknown, a mysterious title and a very, very early playtest of a simulation which is heroically created by Angelica over these last weeks. It's really the first step in an ongoing participatory process, so it's intentionally modest, and we welcome input and co-design from this point onwards. The next slide, please. Thank you. We are experimenting with. So as I showed you, the All Worlds, All Times workshop used these 4 different 2050 futures and used a comparative method where you could be in dialogue and understand the relationship of different perspectives is extremely key to how it all works. And so we haven't yet thought about putting this workshop in the future. We're kind of imagining it as something which could happen tomorrow. But we are inviting, and this is early test, to self-identify around the kinds of values that guide your scientific orientation, and perhaps there may be some valuable data collecting some information about people as they play the game. So we took these 4 loose value fields from a really nice paper, Trust in Scientists and Their Role in Society across 68 countries. But you might come across in the playtest these 4 little insects and wonder what they are. But we're exploring how they might signal different ways and priorities and orientations for actually doing science, which might constrain what we see and what we focus on. But I won't talk in depth about the process. Much better to play it. And I will just leave you with these 3 guiding ideas out of the presentation. Thank you so much. Next slide, please. To really land the argument that we've progressed, Rubin is particularly focused on discovering novelties, and that focus invites us not only to think about these new discoveries and phenomena, but also to think about researching discovery processes themselves and how novelties may become legible within complex networks. 2, discovery depends on collective interpretation, coordination, as well as technical pipelines. The social dimensions of discovery are not an add-on, they are foundational and extremely important. 3, Black Swan, Survey of the Unknown, treats collective interaction as something which is observable. Perhaps we can build modes of creating evidence, and that is something which Angelica will speak about now, and speak about how the simulation itself is structured as an introduction to play. So here ends the context part of the session, and we're going to open into the playtest itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kate. Just to say that application is simple HTML. We will put the HTML part in the Zoom chat and invite people who would like to try this to open in Safari or Google Chrome. It is safe, do not worry, you will not be affected with anything. And actually, what is important for the application that we want to stress test the decision problem, and we already seen in the community channels discussion regarding that maybe even our pipelines are embodying our own biases, because human brain is actually evolutionary trained to discard whatever is never seen before, like noise or something that it is irrelevant. So that is the main premise. And importantly, we want to emphasize in the future interaction between 3 socio-ergonomic coupled spheres, and all of them are actually operating in different scales. Specifically, we have a strong scale mismatch in the operation between the technosphere and humans, and also code sphere, that is the Pythons, Cythons and everything with respect to the humans. And importantly, technosphere and code sphere are actually running almost in parallel, while humans are actually lagging due to our own design, and then what we are experiencing that we are delegating to agents to go through alerts and to look for unknowns, for example, but maybe those agents are also have some inherited, to say, biases against unknowns because our brain is actually conditioned against unknowns. And you can choose one of these roles in the application. It can be your real-time role or not. It is up to you. And as Kate nicely explained, you may use one of the perspectives, or to say epistemic backgrounds, how you would like to operate. Would you actually be under strong statistical reproducible evidences, or be actually more pragmatic and actually try to optimize the resources, or maybe you would like to cooperate over the multi-wavelength collaborations, or you are maybe cobweb operating and looking for the unknowns, but all the time lacking the maybe resources. You will see when you open the application, it is just to click and open in Google Chrome or Safari. You will see simple dashboard. It is nothing complicated. You will see some simple reconstruction of some signal. Maybe some of them will be known to you. And then you will see some key properties, and then you may decide what you are seeing and submit your response. And importantly, you should switch this slider, which is actually related to your confidence of what you are actually seeing, and what you would like to present as the solution of the alert that you are seeing. Importantly, we have some cognitive intervention in this application, and that is the no naming rule, and that is intentionally psychological stress on our to say astronomical background, that we always looking into our background knowledge and try to name things according to our prior knowledge. But if you are seeing something in your dashboard, please do not say it's supernova. Go through the other path of the reasoning and try to describe this. Actually, please do not try to label aloud that it is lens or it is probably noise. So actually, this blocks the shortcut of premature classification and force us to observe more. And actually, force us to reason from the properties we are seeing in the dashboard. And of course, in the case that you need maybe follow-up observations on the alert that you are seeing, you may ask for the more information from other facilities, and that will cost you for one token. And we have limited number of the tokens in the game, because we are limited by time and by resources on this planet. So actually, that is the token economy. So please take care about economy. And then the play will progress from simple, to say, alerts that you will easy recognize, that is like the calibration on what we know. And then we will proceed to the anomaly cascade, that maybe will be looking to something that you already know, but you are not sure, is it maybe something else? And then we will culminate the night of the alerts by the crisis. We will share with you the crisis card, and then you will try to respond to that crisis card as well. And of course, we will try to pass that we pass together through all of these 4 steps of the evidence and safe decision in this process, as we are doing this already as scientists. And I will stop here and share with all participants who would like to participate in the game the HTML file on the, I'm sorry, I have to stop sharing, in the Zoom chat. So if you like to participate, please just download. I have administrative restrictions. I cannot send through the Zoom chat.
Oh no.
So I was gonna say, if you want, you can post it on the Slack, because a lot of people.
Oh, yes, yes, that is good. Thank you. I forgot about Slack. Okay, so that is the. I will put maybe on the social. Is it okay? On the
I
social.
sent the message.
There's also a dedicated channel for this, which I think Fed just
I just pinged
pinged
Angelica
you.
on
So
the
see
channel.
if you can.
Aha. Okay. Can I, where I can send then? Oh, it is day 5. Thank you, Fed. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Thank you so much. It's here, and I am sending. It is safe to download, and just please open. When you open, you will see the first alert. Okay, and just up to now, I am seeing 0 players.
Okay, I was able to open it.
Okay.
I think people are still downloading, so I think it seems like it's working.
Yes, you should firstly put your name and then choose your role and choose your epistemic environment from where you're operating. Okay, I'm seeing 2 players now, 5 players. Okay, 6. We are going up. 7. Thank you. Thank you.
This is my favorite color. Okay. We need to go to the application. No, these are like.
Meanwhile, anyone in the room who is having trouble accessing the file?
Yeah.
Is it
I
because
can
you're?
see, yes, 19 players.
Try to
Okay.
open.
I am seeing people, yes, I can see people already classifying the. I'm getting 4 responses now. 5. Do you need more time, astronomers, for classification? 6.
I don't know.
Oh, just to note, Angelica, it
Yes.
didn't offer me the option to name myself or to choose the orientation, but perhaps this is something which is for me because I've tested it many times.
Yes, maybe I see Fed also classifying. Yes, okay, 21 players. I think that we are safe to proceed to the next. Shall I go to the next? It's here.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Oh my God.
Anyone else having any trouble opening it?
Directions and this takes about 5 minutes.
Okay, I have Eric submitting. Tatiana, thank you. Oh, nice. TP, Peep. Tina, thank you. Sauruba, thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Yay.
It doesn't like it.
Matilda, thank you for submitting. Aden, thank you. Ellie, thank you. Nice. You may communicate among themselves about what you are seeing, but not naming, please. Yes. Okay. I think that we can, or not, proceed further.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yes. Please feel free to ask a question.
Yes, you can ask, but it is up to the facilitator would respond.
Oh, yes, indeed. There is a hand up at the moment in the Zoom.
Okay, so yes, please.
Yeah, so Angelica, when I look at the page, it says LSST something something, and it kind of says what it thinks it is.
No, no, it is not saying what is it. It is just alert, and you should, as human, thank you for posting the question, based on the data that you are seeing there, say what is this. That is the, like cognition, human cognition test. Not, I'm sorry, we are not testing here your astronomical knowledge, but actually how our brain is reacting to unknown. So you are seeing the signal, and then we are giving the parameters of what is this, and then you have some possible answers, and just please submit the answer, and you have the slider to slide your confidence about your answer. So it is not, there is no wrong answer. This is just maybe one important recognition that maybe you flag the anomaly. That is what is the important for us. Okay. I hope that I helped with my.
Yeah, it's just above the plot. There's already a label there that is being given to us, and so I feel like that is probably biasing my cognition.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think that we submitted responses, and we are proceeding to the next page.
Oh, no, I think you have to. Oh,
Okay, I cannot see yet responses.
Exactly
that. Oh, we are going up with the not to say tension, but intense of the play. Oh, Sauruba submitted response. Thank you, Gio. Thank you, Fed. Thank you. Oh, test one submitted. Thank you. And yes, I can see that. Yes, people are flagging like unknown. GRB afterglow, nice. Strong lenses, yes. Oh, we have the universe of the transients here. Thank you, Riley. Thank you. Thank you, LG. Thank you, Baden. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Jovan. Alejandra, thank you. Nice. We are going up with this. Okay. Okay, so I think, I have the tokens, Alejandra. Oh, sorry, Tonga. I will approve to you token.
I don't know. Waiting for somebody else.
And Julie. or if you submitted already a response, maybe it will not be possible. Okay. And Eric and Sid. Sid, I think that Katrina, I approved to you follow up.
No, this is wrong. Nice. So
Oh, yes, we we have only to say 9 tokens. Astronomers, we are spending a lot of follow-up facilities. We have only 9 tokens until the end of this night.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, if the
Use
people
all of the facilities on everything. One token. So all of
Okay.
you that will.
We are submitting proposals for the follow-up a lot. Okay. Shall we
but
go to yes,
Tony
please?
has a question. So
Yeah, hi. This is all really, really interesting, and I resonate strongly with the agenda here. I think there's a major disconnect on this project. This project being Rubin Observatory, between the brokers and this marvelous idea of trying to think out of the box. The data comes in so fast.
Yes, that is a great point.
We need to, and so we need an automated way of finding something that is unclassified.
Yeah, exactly.
However, the brokers, if you attended the broker sessions, and this has been happening in the past RCWs as well, are finely tuned, all of them, to find the known astrophysics. There's a reason for this, but they're so finely tuned that there is no way that that I can see that the brokers will come up with anything that is classified as unknown. It will come up with a known, which is what it's finely tuned to do. It can come up and will come up with the known unknowns.
Yes,
But
exactly.
But it's not configured to come up with the unknown unknowns. And those things drop on the floor. And I worry about that.
Thank you. Thank you for your point. Much appreciated. And thank you for feedback. And the question for the room now, shall we go to the next?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I will proceed maybe to the end of the play. We have more alerts, but then to go into discussion, of course. So, for example, this.
And I'm just sharing my screen in case there's anyone who's not seeing the HTML but still wants to see what this looks like. So,
okay, now we can follow up, right? Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought that I am like the person sitting on a telescope and like think, oh, this is weird, and I got like this information from people. Oh God, sorry.
Just a second.
I apologize. I have misunderstood the assignment, as one does. I understood when I selected the follow-up role, I am the observer and I have a telescope time. So I apologize for using up the tokens. I will now coordinate with my colleagues.
No worries. We are actually simulating that we are like goats system providing you know, with the follow-up information from that facility. And no apologies. We know that as astronomers, we are spending a lot of money. No worries.
Hi, this is Alejandra. I actually pressed that button in the previous subject by mistake because it appears like a circle and a filled circle within. I thought that it was pressed automatically and I couldn't unpress it later. So that
No
may
worries.
happen also in the real time thing.
No worries, much appreciated, because all of us are kids in our soul, in our hearts. So whenever we see don't touch this, we try actually to touch. And yes. Okay, I am seeing the, thank you, Sid, for sharing the screen of your, and I can see the responses coming from people. Lisa, Kendall, Miranda, Kyle, Jovan, JB, I apologize if I miss somebody. Yes, it is really nice. Okay, Gio. I approve the token. Yes, please.
I have a question to the room. Is this like a normal solar system object? I know nothing.
Or do you also want to ask it or make it known?
No. I'm trying to coordinate with my fellow astronomers. Yeah, it seems like an asteroid, right? Okay, cool. Thank you.
But it's usually not that simple of a wave.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So this is classification submit.
Yeah, because it's spinning.
I think if we the magnet, if you want, it will be easier to know because it's not in the MPC, but we don't know if it's not in the MPC because it's too faint.
Yes, I think that many people already submitted the response. Okay, we are going very close to the end of this observing alert night. Going to the next.
We don't believe it.
Here, one alert more, and we are going into the dawn. I'm sorry. And we are so expensive community. We only have 5 tokens left. We are spending, like really wonderful. Okay, thank you. NH, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No, I would.
I have requests for tokens. Fed.
These are two bands. No, these are two objects. Yeah.
I don't know what that would be.
See what
Oh my god. Well,
TD is an option.
okay. I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much. So I'm assuming this means time doing event, but I don't know. Oh, title disruption. Okay.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah, Black hole gun.
Sorry.
I think this is something that has like
consistent multi-band shape. That's what
it's in behind a lens. So there's 2 copies of it.
So your answer.
Yeah, exactly. And this is from the same observation site.
Oh, she wants us to click
the offset throws me off.
Other people
should look up to volume.
So like there's amplification.
Go back down.
Okay, I will submit some
features instead of just saying it's a script. I understand.
Yeah.
These are 2 alien ships side by side.
That is much more fun than the double-land supernova, isn't it?
Well, we made them, at the time. So
yeah, this is awesome.
So we can.
Aliens, yes.
Well, this is 4 days. So 4 days apart. We don't even know if it's
we are connected.
I mean, I would put here because it's just because the choice I want isn't showing.
Yeah.
Sources
That's an idea.
second source.
But that's only a small part of the parameters.
Which means it's incremental. Oh, sorry. And then separation.
Like I need to come.
Yeah.
But
I'm partially guilty, so should I
I
take
saw this, I'd be like, no, like, colors
Yeah.
go in all consistent.
Sure. All right. Okay.
Okay. The night closing.
Well, I don't.
Shall we close the night with a crisis?
Yes.
Oh God, what is this?
Enjoy the crisis. I'm sorry. We spent all tokens. No more tokens here.
Baseline price time and bias.
It's hard to read, but I
Options
think
are file as artifact, archive with flag.
Well, we can't.
background
These are.
is getting easier.
Request.
So
I'll send it to Cyrus. I'm confused. What is happening? This, so the found this version.
Yeah, so basically like, oh God, this is like new.
It's been British for over all 30 days. It's the whole thing.
Okay, so it's rising slowly.
Oh, so it's all about.
But it was also it was already.
yeah, I don't.
It's like sometimes.
But we can't do any of this. We could do an
It's different
space art. The only thing we can't do is that because
What am I looking? Like, is it like? It's just consistent. For what?
30 days. I wonder if it is something in.
Should I request follow up?
I don't know. I'm sure.
You would then?
Like if they're doing backgrounds for background, then it could be in this. If they're doing different things.
We don't have any. If it was like.
Yeah. I would like.
Is based on the Rubin plant.
It can wait.
That would change the
If it's like.
Not even. So
Yeah.
should
It's
I
like the
just?
passion, but then it's maybe nighttime generally is dark.
Okay, can you, sorry, can we close the night and get your responses, please?
Great.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that a lot of that.
Oh, wait,
These are just our.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I don't know what this.
Yes.
Right. Yes, I understand completely that it's crisis. We cannot decide. And can we go to maybe the brief? We will show you simple prompt where you can put your impressions. Would it be okay that we do this? Yes? Okay. So, yes, please.
Really big building.
Okay, so now I will send to you the brief.
Oh no, I don't remember the names.
Doesn't matter. You can, you know.
They are in order, I think.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is my brain.
No.
No
It doesn't matter. It can be, just, explained a little bit.
The last background thing. The persistence was the. Yeah. I know.
No, I think they were there, but I don't remember.
Also,
So I don't remember what happened 5 minutes ago.
That's the question read something that no one's seen before.
Was the first?
No, because there was a
It looked this is 5 minutes, the longer rest. I think the big plate. I don't remember.
I was like, maybe justification, I listed, I like commercial projects.
I mean, the only
Yeah,
thing
that's fair.
like no context around it.
Like I'm not gonna do this.
Oh.
Development of this.
So this place
Seems
is
like a
one.
long way.
Okay,
It's the one that's going to San Francisco.
I would get more context.
Okay.
Astronomers, can we go to the coda of this session? Are you okay that we complete the brief now and then?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Sid, for sharing the screen. Can I now try to share my screen?
Yes, I think you should be able to. I've stopped sharing.
Thank you, Sid, for helping me with this because I will try to share my my dashboard so that you can see. It was the control room. Thank you, Sid. And then we have been in the debrief. I hope that it will be updated. We spent, like super rich people. You can see actually how we actually failed to recognize certain anomalies. And then we can see actually the results regarding the flagging. But most importantly, Federica was theory lead. I can see, responses here. Yes, and we can see that we have actually 9 cicadas. Oh, 6 cobwebs, 8 locusts, and 2 yellow jackets. Nice. So actually, we have been really doing nicely with some of these. You can see regarding the unknowns how we have been flagging them, each of them. But I will go before maybe to discuss a little bit more. I will go to the final statistics. And I need some time that it is updating. So we collected the classification, and anomaly detection rate is about 41%. And mean confidence in your flagging of the anomalies is about 57%, and decision quality is about 64%. So we actually have really nice consensus regarding for example, the asteroid, which is because we know about Oumuamua and other example of the interlopers. And you can see actually the detection rate with respect to the unknowns that we have been shared with you. So it's about 50%, while unknown 005 was actually the least recognizable as the unknown. And you can see some general statistics regarding to the agreement between the people with respect to the shared unknowns. And you can see actually decision votes regarding the crisis card that we shared with you at the end of the night. So we spent all tokens, and you can see here decision accuracy by a row. So actually, theory lead is actually skyrocketing in the decision on the anomaly. Bravo. So thank you so much for exercising with us this application, and we will now stop sharing and would like to actually to hear your feedbacks and how we can actually make this more together maybe, or so your feedback is more than welcome.
And thank you so much. I would just add to this. Thank you, Angelka, because what a mission it has been to create this from just from scratch, and all the work you have put into it, and now to marshal all these people playing it at the same time as its first outing. Really incredible. A nice moment now to speak together and to hear about how it was. I'm aware it was very different for people who were in the room to people who were in the Zoom, because in the room you are there with all your colleagues and you can talk. It's a much more playful conversation happening. I really enjoyed the point that somebody made, that this is in an experience design problem, a design problem maybe for the network itself. And I just wanted to resonate with a slide that Angelka showed from actually the Slack, where Giovanni had raised this point before about the fact that actually there is a real challenge here to think about what is discarded. And I don't know if everybody was on that Slack channel, but as we were developing this project, suddenly this message comes in, which articulates exactly the reasoning for it so perfectly. And he drew this analogy between people listening in a concert hall and basically able to hear the sounds of the concert hall that they expect, and that much is missed. So with thanks to Giovanni for raising the problem, the design problem of the unknown, and with thanks to Angelka, and I would just say that to begin with sublime confusion and the insight into failures is a really suggestive place to begin any creative process, particularly a co-design process. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say, and thank you for the sublime confusion.
Well, thank you, Angelka, and thank you, Kate, as well, because this has been really nice, and I think unlike any sessions we've seen before, really. So a huge round of applause to Angelka and Kate.
We would also like to thank to you all, and in the case that anybody would like to join us, join Post Detection Hub, please contact Kate and me, and we will actually be happy and how to actually advance the unknown detection.
I have two universities also, and they charge me 3 months. How much they charge? Well, the annoying thing is they have separate kinds of programs, and it's based on how much everything else is worth. So this is like my rental fee. This price might yeah, it used to, so enter or the yeah.
Kate, could you stay a little bit more?
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I feel the group discussion element maybe was not understood.
Because we have not been there, yes. So,
Fine.
yes, but maybe people online
Yes, if anybody who's online would like to participate in a group discussion, it would be fantastic to hear what you what you made of that. Although I read a few of the messages here that it was quite hard to follow along.
Diana, hi.
Thank you so much for joining. Please just anything really, any sort of expression of your insight would be fantastic.
Hi, thank you so much. I think it was an amazing talk and it was super funny. I really love it. I think as a data scientist, I would like to see maybe how much is this object far away from the mean data. Because I am not astronomer, so I don't know if I am classifying well supernova, type 1, type 2, 1A, and so on. There are so many actually. In another talk, I discovered that some supernovas have like a little bump, like a little explosion and then the huge explosion. So I don't know, maybe just for me, because I don't know this kind of detail, I would like to see more in the statistics detail of the object. That I think will be helpful.
So actually, we didn't go into the discussion of the each of the alert and the background of them, but the point is actually that we design something that you have never been seen, and to flag that this is unknown. We are not so much interested that you correctly classify supernova, one type A, or strong glancing. We are more interested that you classify unknown as the unknown.
I see. In that
So,
case, I think
we are not testing the astronomical knowledge, but as this participant in the person pointed out nicely, that alert brokers are only classifying what is the known to us. But they are, as it was, his point was really nice, that that unknown is completely not in the to say in the algorithms encoded. So we are
I didn't understand.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't understand very well that if something cannot be classified as any of the objects that the broker is considered, so it will not be in the alert.
Up to now, they are mostly classifying known types of the object. That was the message, and that we do not have in the alert streams the unknowns, the anomalies, the something. They are flagging tidal disruption events. They are flagging supernovas. They are flagging awakening agents, but they are not flagging the anomalies. And and the point here was actually that we are measuring how much we are fine-tuned to detect unknown, because our human cognitivity is trained to detect known pattern. The ball, the square, but whatever is not in our world, to say whatever is out of our experience, that is, like noise or, irrelevant. So that's,
yeah.
I
Thank
want
you.
to, because I saw your presentation, Juliana, and the questions that you are asking with your work actually are quite similar to some of the design parameters that we've had to think about in creating that interactive work. So I don't know, I think in some sense we want to create an experience that could be different and interesting from all different directions. But maybe, because Angelica unfortunately was not at your session, she was on another stream. Please do feel free to just to let Angelica know about the fantastic work you're doing.
Thank you so much. Basically, what I did is a classifier of 4 transients. It's a quasi-stellar objects, Cepheid stars, and supernovas type 2 and 1A. And what I try to use is a good algorithm which can give me also the confidence score to classify those objects. I did it very well so far with quasi-stellar objects and Cepheids, but I think there are 2 reasons behind that. Because they are more represented in my data. I have, I don't know, like 40% of quasi-stellar objects and 30% of Cepheids, but supernovas is very small. And another reason, I think I didn't add any physical feature to the algorithm, and it's because also I used an approach that I am only looking into the light curve. I'm using the bands red and green. So the algorithm is like using a convolution, looking into how the data is changing, and based on that is classifying the object. I didn't mention this in the talk because it was a little bit far away from the talk, but I try also doing a physical informant's neural network to understand if I could do, we have gaps between observations because we have several days without data in one zone for weather conditions or priorities, but I use Gaussian process to fill those gaps and create a soft curve which is complete for the neural network. I try with this physics-informed neural network because you can show the differential equation, like the physics behind the supernova, and with that information, fill in the curve, but with physical sense. It was nearby Gaussian process, but a little bit worse. But I think also it's a super good way to look into, because I was thinking maybe it's not super correct, but if you really understand how physics are changing these curves, maybe you can understand, okay, what is noise and what is different than physics, like technosignatures. But I don't know. That was basically the results. And also I did it in a good performance, like 64 milliseconds. So I was dreaming about create something like can be in a broker, so with low latency.
It just made me think that some sort of hack day or like a these themes around the unknown unknowns and how to deal with them, you can go at it in so many different ways, and it feels like it needs a 1-day workshop or a 2-day workshop, which could involve really imaginative, weird ways of doing things, but also rigorous classification, It might be a nice thing to do. I go to this hackers conference in Hamburg called the CCC, and that kind of way of bringing people together to all make things on a theme is really nice.
Yes, and also I think that if we mix like different type of science, astronomers, data scientists, computer science, when more diverse, it's more rich, right? The way you are looking into the same problem.
Well, thank you so much. I actually have no idea when the session is scheduled to end because my ability to translate California time to my time zone.
Yes, I think we should close now because maybe
Okay.
other people will use this room.
Okay, so sorry. Thank you.
So thank you, everybody, and see you some next time. And please let us know if you would like to.
Yeah, please get in touch. I hope we somewhere in there was our emails, but we are on Slack, so that is probably a good solution. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I'll stay on Angelica for a little bit. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.